All right, welcome people to another episode of The Breaking Wind, here with the Lords of Lobang.
Yeah, it's raining. It's a rainy morning today, and I'm wearing a V-neck shirt, showing off my chest hair.
The the three strands that he had,
Only for our patron members.
only for them. And yeah, I think more material will be available for the lower tier members, or what we're going to call the only tier
Yes.
from the very close future.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can see that one person is absent. One of the
Yeah.
lords, the Lobang boys.
He woke up in early in the morning and then went back to sleep, and he missed the call time.
Yeah, so he's not here to give us the Breaking Wind intro music.
Yeah. Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, or the
Yeah. The Chinese orchestra opening music.
yes. Yeah, but diving straight into the news for this week, one of the most disturbing news like I've seen in a fucking long time
Mm-hmm.
was I think now he's 40 or is
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
he was 37
Middle-aged.
when he started doing it. Right? So this 37-year-old man
Mm-hmm.
was banging a 14-year-old girl.
Woo.
A
God
14
damn.
like a 13 or 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And he was HIV positive at that time.
Wow. Wow.
Right?
Does the girl know?
The girl didn't know.
I hope they use condoms though. Or he used.
No.
Oh shit! Wait, but is it a consensual thing? So it wasn't like he didn't
She's-
force himself on her.
If she's below the age of 16,
Yeah, you can't really give
she
consent.
can't give consent.
Okay, but
Right?
but
So
did
it
he,
doesn't
like,
matter.
kind of like force himself on her, or were they like
No.
in a
Okay, you're
relationship?
asking about that.
Yeah.
I think it was somewhat consented to,
Right.
but beyond a certain point, he actually like the court documents show that he actually forced himself.
On
Like,
her lah.
yeah, because it was they charged him like we don't know, like almost 40 counts if I'm not wrong, 30
Wow.
plus counts,
Wow.
something counts of sex with a minor,
Uh-huh.
procuring sex with a minor, and then the next one was the Infectious Disease Act. Under
Yeah.
that, not disclosing that you actually had
HIV.
transmittable disease,
Yeah.
and you had sex with a partner but did not inform a partner. So I'm pretty sure the kid is HIV positive now.
Fucking hell, your whole life is ruined, dude.
And not necessarily look at Magic Johnson.
Oh, but he has money lah. I mean, for the drugs and everything to keep you going.
Yeah, but the thing is that, the more you learn about the medical field, you actually come to the conclusion that
Mm.
it's actually not that dangerous.
Right. Right.
It's like I think most doctors would say that as well. It's actually not very dangerous if you look after yourself. If you're not doing drugs, you're not smoking, you're not abusing your body,
Yeah.
you're actually trying to live healthy,
Yeah.
eating right, exercising, building your immune system up.
Because HIV doesn't kill you; it only damages your immune system, and then you fall prey to other diseases or
Allegedly,
bacteria. Yeah, allegedly.
allegedly,
Okay.
because there are quite a number of scientists who have taken taken on the whole like HIV science field.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go like further back, if you like check out this doctor from Germany called Dr. Stephen Lanka, he
Okay.
actually like questions the testing methods
Mm.
and the diagnosing of like the patients with like, oh, you got HIV, you got AIDS.
Right.
It can be a virus that is actually attaching itself onto your immune system and depleting it or compromising it. But from the cases that quite a number of them have shown, like with empirical data and like in journal articles, is that
Mm-hmm.
the contributing factors to death are usually the use of like poppers, hard drugs like methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin in some cases, right? And like chronic alcohol abuse, chronic smoking, uh, all these things, and then because all these will lead or might lead to like cancer, and so it's like you might die, and then the diagnosis might be they might just say that you died from AIDS.
Right, but in fact, you die because your liver is like
Yes,
like blackened.
but usually even the cause of death would be like pneumonia.
That's pretty common though, actually.
Pneumonia, but complicated by AIDS or complicated by something like that. They would like give like a remark saying that the person died of pneumonia, but the person also had AIDS, so it's most likely a complication from AIDS. But he or she died from pneumonia.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that kind of shit lah. So it's interesting. I think people, if you're interested, you should go and like read and check it out.
And also the whole controversy with the HIV drug, right? How the pharmaceutical companies are marketing in like exorbitant amount when actually the cost to manufacture it is extremely low.
Right.
Yeah.
And like now they have like prophylaxis, like you can take it and it will like I think the efficacy of it is like beyond like 90%.
Right. So do you take it after when you think that you might have
encountered someone?
Right?
Yeah. Correct. So it's usually after sex.
Yeah. But I think
so it's not a death sentence for the kid lah.
But I think for that pill, right, there's only a certain number of days or a certain number of period that you can take it though.
I think it's within 5 days.
Right. It's like the morning after pill, I guess.
Something like that. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see, you have like as technology progresses, or as people are doing more research and coming out with new shit, it's no longer a death sentence. But what was fucking weird for me is that the kid was so young. Like, what were the parents doing? Like,
that's
like for a 37-year-old guy to
prey on the child, right?
Prey on the girl, to like groom the kid, to have sex like don't know how many times, like over 30 times if I'm not wrong. Like how?
Yeah. It's hard to say. Like maybe the parents are not home. Maybe she's not living with the parents. Maybe
goes back to what you were saying the other day. Many people should never have kids.
Oh yeah, completely agree. Yeah, that's true.
Should never fucking have kids.
Yeah, because you just, if you're a fucked up person and then you have kids and then your kids will just take on your fucked upness.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
look who's
Hi.
here! It's Sean.
You guys can't tell right now.
But you're on the
toilet. I'm not wearing any pants.
Oh, don't stand up then.
I'm trying not to.
Tilt the camera down.
No, I can't. We want to R-rate this. So I tried all the tricks in the book. I woke up, I turned off the aircon, then it started to rain.
Oh yeah, it's raining this morning, dude.
It was fucking pouring this morning.
And now it's so shook.
Yeah, it's extremely shook.
It looks like the apocalypse outside.
Yeah.
So what did I miss?
We were talking about the HIV guy who fucked like a 13-year-old.
Oh, that guy is a very cool superhero name though. Or maybe super villain name. HIV positive man.
Always be positive in life.
Yes. What's your superpower? I'm not afraid to die. Why? Because I'm dead already.
He's a living dead man.
Yeah. He's a living dead.
Yeah. Dead man walking.
Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not actually too sure how HIV works. I know. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, how do you not know that? It's the worst, all that. But like, how does it actually work? It's your autoimmune system that breaks down and it's not able to fight anything.
I think the best way to find out, right, is to ask the guy who fucked an ape.
Well, no, I think that's where it happened. I think that's where that guy started it, right? And that guy's body just went like, fuck it lah. And the whole time I just fought against flu, I fought against cough, I fought against and then now you do this. Then you know what, just fuck it. Then the whole entire system, all the white blood cells just went, we give up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Have you ever wondered, like, people always assume that it's a guy fucking an ape, but what if it's the other way around? Right?
Yeah.
People always assume that men are like devious and like, like sick in the head, but what if it's a girl who fuck an ape? It could
then
be.
the guy fucked the girl, and then he got it from the girl.
Yeah, it could
What
be.
a fucking whore.
Yeah, and the girl maybe kept it a secret, and because she's in love with her pet animal, but the guy didn't know.
Or better yet, they consummated that that whatever that thing is.
No,
And she gave birth.
another
She gave
local
birth to
news points
Bigfoot.
out. Another local news points out that women are actually fucking cruel. There was a lady who was abusing her like stepchild.
Right.
And the authorities went in and they told, like, if we'll give you a final warning. If the abuse continues, we will charge you for it and we'll bring the kid away.
What was the abuse? Like slapping him around?
Like, no, beating the shit out of the kid.
Oh my God.
Yeah. A local case, man. It was at a state court.
I'm just I just wake up, so this is kind of like, oof.
Am
I still
and the lady was like, yeah, I won't do it anymore, and I've changed and everything. And then the lady was doing
it. This wasn't like like how Asian families, like parents usually hit their kids when they're young.
Yeah.
But this is like way more than.
That's love. That's Asian love. That's how we show love. I also like how we're coordinated without even coordinating. All of us are wearing black.
Yeah.
It's a very glum day.
Yeah, that's true.
I just woke up. I had a shower, not wearing any pants.
That was a fucking quick shower. Did you just like step in and step out?
So I stepped in.
And just washed the monkey?
I prepped the whole thing. I opened up the toilet seat. I turned on the shower, so it's all coordinated. And I went chong chong chong.
Yeah. Oh, you took a dump.
What's that Chinese word that the history hyenas use?
Wing Zhong Shan.
Wing Zhong Chang. That's what I went in. Wing was the pee. Zhong was the shower. Chang out the door, and then came here.
And you forgot to wear pants.
No, yeah, I mean there's no time. Just the more important part is what you all can't see, and the other thing is that what you all can't smell. So I Wing Zhong Chang, but forgot one extra word, which is
we don't have smell-o-vision.
Yeah, which is the brushing of the teeth, which I will do after this is over, since I am headed off to the dental. I don't want to kill all of them. And of course, I remember to wear pants.
Yeah, wear a mask. Or wear a mask as your pants.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, wear a mask as your pants.
They've done that. They've worn the mask as underwear.
Yeah.
But back to our topic, which is, I forgot. What were we breaking wind about?
Oh, so we broke wind about the HIV guy. The superhero.
So what did he do? What this superhero with the world's most useless power?
He was fucking the kid without telling the kid that he was HIV positive.
How old was this kid?
I think he started off when the kid was like 13, 14, 15, around that. I think 14, maybe.
How many laws did he just break, man?
Yeah. So now, I think now he's 40, so he was 37 then, and the kid, I think now is 17.
And she never got it?
She got it. I'm pretty sure she got it.
Damn.
Dude, the fella fucked her like.
But dude, that's
how many times, man?
okay. When did he get HIV?
I don't. It's not revealed lah.
Since the start, if he fucked her since the start,
from the beginning,
and she only caught it like way down the line.
Apparently,
researchers had to come in.
Apparently, there was not. It's not that easy to contract it.
If you come inside the person, I think
the chances are higher.
Yeah.
So maybe he never came. Maybe he never came at all. Maybe that's his real superpower.
Maybe he just bled in her.
Nobody knows, man. How many? I saw the thing because I saw the headlines and I remember seeing the number 17. What was that about? Is it 17 years old?
The girl is 17 now, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, so that's when he was caught. He was caught when she was 17, but he's been effing her since. My God, he broke like what? That's statutory rape. Correct?
That's sex with a minor.
Yeah, sex with a minor. No, okay lah, because there was some. I mean, I guess there's consent, because they're not calling it rape, but I think it is.
No, there's no consent. We covered this earlier on.
Yeah,
because there's
minor.
no consent. She can't consent.
but whether he forced himself on her, then I don't know. Like that's.
I mean, how did this happen? What's his secret identity? What's his day identity before he became HIV positive man?
I'm not sure at all.
But be ass rape man in prison.
Yeah. No, no one would want to.
No one's gonna. Yeah, no one's gonna. That's his
With a
superpower.
pencil, with a pen, with a pen.
With a pen. But then nobody can use that pen.
It'll be flushed down. It'll be flushed down after.
Perfectly good pen, but
You gotta use the
so
pen.
we don't know what he does. And we don't know how he got into contact with this girl. Let me see if I can do a quick Google on this bugger.
Yeah, but what we all need to know that this fella is a fucking low life piece of shit.
Yep.
And he's going to deserve whatever. Hopefully, it's going to be a long sentence. Minimum, hopefully, is more than 10 years, and you have to clean the fuck out of this guy. And
can
speaking about
after 40, you can, right? The age is 45 or something. Right?
Yeah, can. I think
it says here he's only been HIV positive man accused of having sex with underage girl 17 times, not telling her about his condition.
17, I think he did more than that actually.
No, now when I read more into this is by I just have to reveal I'm reading Today Online. This is not like some tabloid.
I think only Today covered it. I couldn't find it on the other news outlet.
Oh my god, no, dude, she's not even 17, and it's not over a period of time. This is a 40-year-old man who is now in court for allegations. So they're trying to prove it, but yeah, he's 40-year-old with a 14-year-old girl, while knowing that he had HIV.
Yeah, I think he was 37 when he started doing it.
The man who was first charged in December last year faced 34 charges in total, 17 counts, with a minor under 16 and engaging in sexual activities without informing his partner. Okay, so that's 34 counts. Their partners also have to volunteer and accept the risk. Whoa, okay. There is no cure. Okay.
Yeah, man. I hope no other victims. I hope it didn't have any other victims though.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. This is the backstory. On Monday, when questioned by the district judge, the man and the girl became acquainted because Mr. Lee, I'm not you. I'm not 40. So Mr. Lee said that they met while volunteering at an animal shelter.
Oh, yes.
Right.
The accused said it intends to plead guilty but needs certain documents from Animal H where he's being treated before doing so. Why? Okay, legal help, completed some So it does not say how old he started, but we're assuming that this happened when he was 40. He met the 14-year-old and they boom.
I read some. I don't know where I read it.
At the animal shelter. No, I didn't. In
was he turned on by the animals and then he decided to,
Yeah.
He got nostalgic for him, I guess. No, it's not nostalgic. He's not done it before. It's more like he saw the possible start of everything. It's like, this is how it started. Man fucked an animal, and this began.
Yeah.
And
you shouldn't become acquainted with a 14-year-old girl if you're 37.
No, he's 40.
Yeah, you should not be going to animal shelters in the first place. He wanted to give animals AIDS. That's what he wanted to give them back AIDS.
The thing is, we might be
complete the cycle. Yeah.
We might be too quick to judge first. Or let's see what happened. Maybe the guy has a fetish. He goes there, he sees two dogs doing it, and then he's just like, hey, there's an idea.
Yeah.
And the girl will be like, I'm curious, but I can't. Nothing has been said about the girl and all this, and nothing should be said. She's very young.
No,
it's
protected by a gag order.
It's actually a very scary age. Like you're thinking 14 years old and you're breaking it down. Now we've seen America, the Caucasian side. The 14-year-olds over there might not look 14-year-olds, but we're here in Singapore. 14-year-olds here
look 14.
Look 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Just put things in perspective, 12 years old, Sec 1.
No, 13.
13 is Sec 1? Oh, then, come on, that's 14.
14 is secondary 2.
Do you guys remember when you were in Sec 2? Can you remember that age? And then you look at your Sec 2 girls. And then now you're looking at Sec 2 girls and you're like saying, that's a kid.
Yeah, definitely.
What's going on? So, the guy probably suffers
you're
from...
16, you're still a kid.
Yeah, no, but the guy probably suffered some form of pedophilia. And,
definitely, yeah.
And it struck him hard.
Yeah.
Like maybe maybe not much study into it. It's like you go into a psychology center and boom, it's called sudden pedophilia. It's called instant or something. It hits you out of the blue. You're walking along the streets and then you look at a kid and suddenly
But
boing.
then you think about it, he's HIV positive. Which adult is going to have sex with him?
Hmm? Oh, so it turned him?
No, like like he chose someone who
Yeah.
was young, vulnerable, was not bright enough, did not
Well, no,
have
he
the.
never told her. So
No,
it could have been done with
of course.
it could have been done with anything. I'm
Yeah,
just
but
saying that I'm gonna rely on
someone
my instant
someone
pedophilia
older
thing.
might wanted to have sex with a condom on,
Uh,
Mm. Yeah.
anyone
right?
Probably. And
could
he
have
probably doesn't want it. So
And
he
someone
went for
older might not have had sex with him at all.
maybe.
So he's definitely a predator, lah. This guy is
Yes,
definitely a
it's not as
predator.
a predator. It was a calculated move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so
Okay,
that's what Deben is
shall we
going
move
for.
on
Deben is
to
proving some evil intent.
Parliament news?
Sorry.
Parliament.
Oh
Shall we move on
yes,
to the
yeah.
what
Speaking
happened
of
in Parliament?
low lives, yeah, we better move
Well,
to Parliament.
in another sense, if you want to talk about age gap, it was the same thing that happened. It was Starman and everybody else there ganging up on a very innocent Jamus Lim.
Oh yeah, that happened,
Jamus.
and it was like gang up on all sides
Yeah.
against two
I
fellas.
actually didn't see the whole thing, but I read because it was on the news. It was
Mm.
how James Lim came up and spoke to everyone and said like he said this is a suggestion. Let's just that the minimum wage can be an idea that we can explore, and everybody came up. The first thing the government come up and I think Taman said something along the line of you don't have the monopoly on compassion
Morality,
here or
yeah,
morality here,
yeah,
and then
compassion
another
and
I
morality.
think K. Sharma came out. It's like no, doesn't make sense. And then James Lim actually came out and said like no, I don't have the numbers. I'm saying it's a suggestion. I know it's not the right time to implement it, but we can discuss it and go forward. And he's already said like it doesn't it's not like it's not the most horrible thing.
Mm.
And of course, we had the minister, the MP from Jurong, the guy we all want to be the next PM,
Mm.
came up and gave a very eloquent, short but eloquent speech. Try to shut down everything, saying that we already have something in place called
Mm-hmm.
the what was it called? The some wage thing, PW or some. I'm not sure what it's called, and he calls it minimum wage plus.
Yeah, that's for the low income households, right? They
Yeah,
get
and he says because it's
government
catered
subsidies and stuff
to
like that.
different sectors, it's a lot more effective than your general your all your minimum wage for everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually
Well,
saw someone do. Someone did the calculation,
Mm.
yeah, I think
and
that's what was missing from that.
no, someone actually did it, and like from the suggestion that James Lim made,
Mm,
and calculated it to like the minimum wage. You break it down per hour, it will come up to about 681 per hour.
mm,
So if you compare that to like what people in certain sectors are earning right now, maybe like McDonald's or what,
Mm.
they are earning way lesser or something like that. That was what that person said lah. They said that
Right,
681 is a good step. It's a good step up because it will come up to about 1,003 a month.
oh, okay.
right. Okay, okay.
Yeah, something like that. So
Right.
if that happens, then it's a good suggestion by Jamus.
Mm.
You don't have to implement it, but
Yeah.
you can talk about it.
Mm.
But I think that
And
was whole
yeah,
his whole point, right? He was like saying
exactly.
I think at one point he did mention he said it's like it is a suggestion.
Mm.
Mm.
And then they attacked him on being saying that the government lacks compassion or
What?
I think I don't know
Yeah,
I think
what
there
like
was there was there was
they
saying that
extrapolated it.
they said like you're making compassionate policies or policies based on compassion
Yeah.
along that lines, and they were just trying to say like he was being irresponsible.
Yeah.
What?
They
But
basically got quite not say defensive. I mean they should have gotten defensive.
No,
He
that
was
was an ad hominem attack.
yeah. So they
yeah,
were
he
acting
straight went
old
for his
school.
character assassination.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, almost, but they went old school. They had a little bit of what happened before. We spoke about this on before about Operation Cold Store and all that. I hate to
Mm.
bring the old ones up, but I mean it's the same old like no, it's bad. we know it's bad for Singapore. No minimum wage. No.
Yeah.
This will make people. I don't know. In their mind, I think minimum wage has this horrible reputation because it makes it stops people from striving. I guess the idea is that it stops people from striving, and I don't know. I actually don't know.
I think we spoke about it a little bit in the last episode, right? Like
about minimum wage.
I don't think it stops people from striving though, because the minimum wage only affects the lowest tier workers. But I think what they're afraid of is that once you increase the wage, right, then companies or foreign companies will not want to invest in Singapore because it gets too expensive.
Something like that.
Yeah,
that
might be another
a
fear.
lot
That'll
of
be the
studies
argument
there,
for
but
the free
I
market
see that
economies.
I saw that missing. I don't know if it happened.
Mm.
Admittedly, I didn't watch the whole Parliament thing. I don't have a high tolerance for boring stuff, so
Didn't Pritam Singh and Lee Hsien Loong get
yeah,
some
they
debate as well?
Pritam Singh had like mini debates with multiple people, like no, because he's the leader of the opposition, right?
Yeah.
So
but I like it. I like that they are having this. I mean, it's being covered, and that the opposition is coming up and like, hey, kapoom! And then Mr. Lee is like, oi, oi, pom, you know.
actually, he did not. There's no point at all,
No
because
pom.
what happened was, in my view, like he had all his like underlings like handling the situation first, and the opposition MPs were actually asking really good questions, and they were asking for data so that they can work on that, and they can give better suggestions or
Yeah,
question
because
the what is going on right now. And they were met with like either beating around the bush shit by Josephine Teo or tears.
Yeah, she cried in Parliament, right? Why?
no, she was holding back tears.
Yeah, that was
It's
drama.
different from crying.
Hey, did she
And then Lee Hsien Loong did the same thing.
did she went for acting classes?
I think so. I think all went for the same shit. But it was so funny to see them like trying to rebut with nonsense.
Right.
Well, I was going to say that that's what was missing. Like maybe because it wasn't prepared, maybe because when they brought up minimum wage, yeah, it was on the spot. So you can't just bring up numbers and everything on the spot unless you have the studies. Like if you ask me now to bring up something, I also can't. So they're just arguing a case based on oh, the question was asked. We know it's bad. We know, like they immediately when they hear the word minimum wage, it's like a thing that was disseminated. You hear these certain things, you fight it with all you got. We don't have numbers yet, but at that point, label it bad. It's like if someone in on the opposition side come out and start asking for universal health care or something like that, the guy will come out communism. It's just label on this thing and they'll fight the thing without, because you can't prepare. I mean, you can't prepare the thing. Then that is what was missing. I mean, if they really wanted to have like after this parliament casing and they really wanted to shut down minimum wage, right, then they start working on why or how it will not work. Like give everyone, and not say elaborate lah, but give everyone numbers and figures and tell people why it won't work. But the problem, I think, is that, like you said, someone out there already did the numbers.
No, like they only did the numbers for like
they
what
did
James suggested.
They did a small piece of number, but the fact that it's not that it won't work, it's just that maybe it won't have a satisfactory result that they want.
Yeah, but
they won't steer.
Like what you said, that could only be explained if both sides took time with data on their side.
The problem is, like, I think way at the beginning, that data you just said that the government is either unwilling or have no they're not inclined to release certain numbers.
Has been
so
highlighted.
the reserve numbers not release. They won't release it to anyone. So see, like James, I mean, for the opposition members, they have to work with numbers they can't see. So on him, he's assuming based on like if he had to do numbers, he had to assume that based on how much they bring in here, how much they bring in there, how much they bring in this, what the rate is, the population number. So he give a rough figure and like we should have this much in the reserve and we should be able to do that.
Yeah.
But we don't know what's in the reserve. And the other case is, I think someone I don't know whether this happened in the parliament in this session, did say that the reserves, the government's reserve is how we use. I mean, we use it to how we see fit, and we don't like the
Prime
rigid
Minister said,
idea. I think he said we don't like the rigid idea of not touching the reserves at all.
Yeah, we touched our reserve during the COVID
You
thing
know, I mean, even before the
and the
COVID. By him
08
saying that, is
housing
he
crisis as
probably
well.
no, but we don't know. La. We actually don't know. La.
yeah, we don't
Whether
know,
they
but
actually
That's the
touched the
truth.
reserve.
We
yeah,
don't
so
know how much we have.
we don't know how much
Yeah.
we don't know how much we have. It's not a number we say, and the whole thing is that they already came out and said like they don't agree the rigid idea of not touching the reserve, which I think if you could go back, that was something they said that they will not touch the reserve until they need it. I think they are the ones that said it, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I could be mistaken. But now they're saying that they will touch it as they see fit for investment and all that. Because I think maybe someone questioned like, what have they been using the reserve for?
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. So you see, on the other, that's the other thing is why they're so adamant about not. You're saying that when they touch the topic of minimum wage, right? They brushed it off. It was almost like a brush off. No
Yeah.
real like deep explanation of. They use universal language of how maybe minimum wage you see in this country, you know, or in this country it doesn't. They point to other countries, but they're still avoiding the things because they cannot or they don't want to reveal what's in our what's the numbers are.
Yeah. It reminded me of an episode of It's Always Sunny
Mm-hmm.
where, you know, the fucking wolf collar thing? Like,
Oh yeah.
like Frank, like Danny DeVito's character is actually running the bar, the finances of the bar. And he
Uh-huh.
does not want the rest of them to know what he's doing with it.
Oh yeah.
But then Dennis like figures out that this fellow is cooking the books.
Yeah.
So whenever they try to have a meeting, they
Mm.
keep like changing the topic.
Yeah.
And they come like, let's talk about the money. Oh, before the money, we need to talk about all these things on the docket. We need to check them out. And
Yeah.
then they talk about trivial shit that people get emotional over.
Yeah.
And then people forget about the money. So, you know, people just think about what we are going to solve right now.
All opinions. We're not saying the government's hiding anything. We're just saying that that they don't have the numbers out, and that's why maybe if they release the numbers, we will have a little bit more of okay, not to us. Maybe the reason for not releasing the reserves is they don't want the world to know or something, but amongst themselves.
Yeah, no, at least.
But therein lies the problem, that the reluctance to reveal such numbers, it brings up worries. I'm not saying what is and what not. No, I can't say. I don't want to assume anything. But the reluctance to do it.
Technically, you're giving yourself an unfair advantage, right? So you have all the numbers, you have all the information, and then your opponents have none or have very
You're one
little
side
of
saying
it.
like we know the best because we have all the data you don't have. It's like
Yeah.
that's exactly what we're saying. You have all the data, and you're
Yeah.
making a decision. I come out and I'm
You're
telling you,
creating an
hey,
unfair playing field.
yeah, and
for
he's
everyone.
and he's not. James is not saying we should have minimum wage. He's like saying, hey, why not? Let's explore
discuss
the
this in
idea
Parliament, right?
of
That's the whole point of him
let's
bringing it
explore
up.
the idea of minimum wage because we can see that I walk around the place, I see cleaners and everyone else. These are the people I want to help. I'm saying that these cleaners, they can be given this minimum wage, and maybe on the other hand, it's like no, we need to pay them low because if we don't pay them low, then no one wants to hire. Da, 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 da. They're saying like if I have to pay this old lady $6.81, might as well get someone younger who's willing to do the same thing and he can do it better. Or I might jump and get more foreigners and have to pay them the same thing. It's like that's what I'm saying. Let's discuss that. Let's discuss who's the minimum wage for, who it should be targeted for, and then it's like no, but we already have the PW. Da, 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 da. It's minimum wage plus. It's very effective. It's for every sector. Yeah, but I'm just suggesting. Do you have numbers? Huh? Can you provide a thing? How does it work? No. I don't have the numbers. It's a suggestion. It's like you only know the suggestions. Like you don't have a. It's like, but you don't give me any data. Yeah, how is it gonna go? I mean,
didn't another speaking about jobs? Didn't another minister come out to say that Singaporeans should be able to take up 2 jobs to provide for
Yes,
themselves?
not Minister, MP.
MP, yeah.
Song something. Yeah, what
because
a
you're saying that
fucking asswipe.
most workplaces now don't allow their employees to
No
have
moonlighting.
2
Yeah.
jobs.
Yeah, no moonlighting.
I'm like, with the hours that people work already, they don't want to moonlight. They have to work the whole entire day.
I think it can help if you're moonlighting as like a Grab driver over the weekend or doing food delivery services while having
That's
full-time jobs.
perfectly okay. And
I think that can help some people.
people are still allowed to do that, but Yeah, I don't understand why he brought it up. It's like then you can just put it into law that moonlighting is not illegal.
I think it's how you interpret whatever he's saying. You can interpret it that way as he's trying to help like people who are struggling to make ends meet with their full-time job and giving them the opportunity to pick up do part-time work over the weekend. Or he's saying that even if you have a full-time job in Singapore, you can't support your family, and so now you need to have 2 jobs.
Yeah, then that goes against their fucking.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what Devon was saying. Devon was saying that that's how they boom, they deflect the stuff.
Yeah.
First, why would you bring that up? Why do you bring up the fact that we need to work 2 jobs?
Yeah. It's how you look at the information.
That was kind of a little short in the thing, right? It's like if you have 1 job and you have the so-called minimum wage plus, it should be able, and that is able to sustain most of you. Then why are you suggesting 2 jobs?
Yeah, it's quite, I don't know. It's weird lah.
Why are you suggesting that we need 2 jobs? Like, why are you suggesting that now Singaporeans need 2 jobs? You're saying, oh, these COVID cases, we now need 2 jobs.
And the whole
line is already, there's another suggestion. It's like, don't you need 2 jobs? You get 1 job, you pay minimum, and it covers what you need. I mean...
And when they get questioned like, oh, you don't have the monopoly on morality or compassion or whatever. Hey, the same thing applies to you. You don't have the monopoly on good ideas.
I mean, I kind of like the feel as well.
Everyone should know. Like,
going
back to our results.
Yeah. So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then the next thing was Lee Hsien Loong calling, like he mentioned that the Workers' Party in a way are freeloaders.
Oh yeah.
Free riders.
Free riders. He mentioned free riders. He mentioned that at first without clarifying, but then after Pritam Singh spoke, he rebutted. He was like, okay, the economists are called a person a free rider if the person asks for votes, saying that you can vote for me because other people will still vote for the incumbent, and the incumbent will still form the government. So you would have both.
So it's basically just taking a ride. I mean, it's literally what it means, a free ride. They're riding on another...
Yeah.
He's like saying that the opposition is riding on the success of the PAP.
Yeah, but that would be applicable if the WP actually ran on that. But it was a very cruel twist, in my view. It was a twist of what Pritam Singh said. Pritam Singh said that he has no illusions that that WP will be forming the government, the majority government.
Yep.
Because they only fielded 21 candidates. That's not even enough to.
But you have to watch your words there, lah.
No, but he said that we have no illusions. We are in no fucking illusions that we are going to form a government. The PAP is still going to form the government. But we will be there to be the voice of the people, to be credible opposition.
And someone said that the parliament is the voice of the people. The whole thing, right?
Yeah, every MP is technically the voice of whichever constituency that person is.
Funny, do you find your voice there anywhere? Did anyone voice anything that you said?
Nope. Not really, actually.
Most of the time, it's the opposition party people who are actually talking.
Talking sense.
Some things are like things we will bring up. Like it's okay. Let me put it in this simple sense. If you have questions, right, and you want it to be asked in the parliament, right, you also expect it to be answered.
Yes.
And in this case, right, it wasn't really answered, it was rebutted. It was like if the opposition asked it, there was no answer for it. Like, okay, maybe it was asked in the wrong way. He was suggesting it instead of asking why it's not a viable thing. So that's why it wasn't answered in a sense lah. Maybe that's why it didn't get answered lah. But more is back and forth, and it was mostly a shot down lah. Everything was being shot down.
It's like they are all enemies.
Yeah, no, I mean they want to treat it that way, but
like Lim and Pritam Singh have been like talking, and what they've been saying. They're not there to fight them. They are there to better the lives of Singaporeans as much as they can. If you let's all work together was the message. But if you're not trying to work together, you are just thinking about your party, then, people have to reevaluate the reasons for which they are voting for certain parties. In my view.
That's very, very, very
I
well,
think
very well said, Steven.
it's always from a mindset where they know better.
Yeah.
But
of course they know better because they have all the fucking data. They have all the information, which they are not.
I will be thoroughly impressed if they do address this. If it becomes big enough, right, they will have to address it by releasing some kind of government policy to explain why. At least maybe explain, or maybe they already have, and I'm just too lazy to find it out. They explain why the minimum wage plus works better than just normal minimum wage, and instead of using like general comparison terms, like as you can see in Australia, it doesn't work that much. Use it in Singapore technical terms. You don't even have to reveal the exact number. Just say like why, given our like some just a rough number, and say why for the future it might not be viable. Explain.
Actually, people have already done it for them, technically.
Done it for them.
Like people like Thomas Sowell and like
of why it doesn't work.
Milton Friedman and all. They have already explained that Singapore, like why Singapore has not adopted the minimum wage, sorry, and why it is working to its benefit in a certain extent, to a certain extent.
Right, I mean, then in Parliament, he could basically have just done that.
Yeah, so that was the thing.
That thing instead of just shooting down the
PAP MPs could have properly answered James Lim's questions or his suggestion.
They see them as the enemy.
Yeah, they could have done that.
It's like
that would have been effective. Right?
Because then we will like see,
rather than attacking him personally and beating around the bush.
It's basically like going inside and then seeing someone you don't like, and then you're just like, whatever that guy says, like, you just fuck him.
Correct.
The guy going down there and it's like, air today is so much fresh. Hey, fuck you. It's not
like Sean, what time is your appointment?
It's soon. I decided to take a cab already.
Okay.
It's gonna rain. I can't walk
and
fast.
You need to take a cab and I need to take a shit. So
yeah.
Shall we?
I got an advantage there. I can just take a shit now.
You're gonna break wind.
Yeah, I already got no pants. But that was our coverage on. I'm sorry I joined late, but that was our coverage on Singapore's most notorious superhero and the Parliament. Otherwise known as some kind of national debate.
Yeah.
Those weren't debates.
All right, guys. Stay tuned again to for next
Lobang reviews and the main episode.
Yeah.